welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review on the new ColourPoP Whatever collection. I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts on the entire collection. We'll go through swatches, I'll show you pricing, and also show you a makeup tutorial on this look. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Alright you guys, so we are at it with another ColourPoP video today. I know you guys love these videos, so we have the Whatever collection that I just received in the mail from them, which I'm really excited about. This collection seems really fun. This is their fall collection. I put on a flannel. I feel like I'm ready for the fall vibes, and this collection looks really pretty, so I'm excited to show it to you guys, to test it out. So we're going to be doing a first impression style review with the entire collection from ColourPoP. So this collection is going to be available now. I'm kind of getting like a Mean Girl vibe from like the letter fonts that they use for this. So I'm first going to show you guys the eyeshadow palette that is a part of the collection. So this is the Whatever palette. So we do have 12 different pans in here. We have the names on the front. Very fall toned vibe. We have some brighter golds in here, but a lot of like your orangey, mauvier shades are going to be in this palette. So here are swatches of all 12 of the shades. So we do have a Super Shock, which is going to be right here. And then we also have a pressed glitter in this palette as well. And then the rest are going to be your typical shimmers and mattes. I really like the tones of this. Kind of does really go perfectly with my shirt. I'm excited to try that one out. We also have the Bff Bundle. They've been coming out with these, which is fun. So it has, inside of this one, it actually has a cream liner. And then we also have a mascara, so a Bff Mascara, and then also one of their gel liners in this one. So it's a little bit different than the sets we've had in the last one. I love this packaging. So they've actually made the tube the same color as the mascara, which I think is cool. So this one is going to be more of like a mauve mascara. I can't say that I have like a burgundy mascara in my collection, so I think that that one's going to be fun. Like I said, we have the gel liner as well. I'll go ahead and swatch that just so you guys can see the color. So here's what it looks like. It's kind of the same as like that burnt shade right there, and then the cream gel eyeliner is going to be the same color as that as well. The palette is going to retail for $18, as well as the Bff Bundle will be $18. So there are also 6 different blushes that they are launching, a part of this collection as well. They have the really pretty burgundy packaging as well. So this one here that I'm going to do first is Too Cool for School. This one's more of like a brown nude. I'm going to go ahead and swatch all of the blushes. I really enjoy their cream blush formula. I think it's really, really pretty. So there is Too Cool for School. This one is Thanks for the Mers. So that's kind of like a Thanks for the Memories play. I think the names on this collection is really fun. So here's that one. It's more of like a rosier, like a pale nude. Next up we have Over Dramatic. This one's a little bit deeper of a shade. And I'll swatch that one next to the other one, so you can see that one right there. For the next 3, we have She Is Bold. This one's a little bit more of like a coral, I would say, and here is that one. Down there at the bottom, we have glitter all over our hands. Up next, we have Underclassmen right here, and swatching that one is a little bit more of a orangey. It kind of looks really similar to this one, actually, when you do swatch it. It's just a hint deeper. And then the very last one we have is Drop of a Hat. And this one looks like it is the only one that has a bit of shimmer in it. The other ones are going to be matte blushes. So there is that one right there at the end with a little bit of shimmer. So those are all 6 of the blushes. These are going to retail for $8 each. They also have 6 different glosses that are part of the collection. So these are their Ultra Glossies. And I went ahead and swatched the first 2. So I have Lesson Learned, and then I also have Are We Done Yet? A lot of these kind of live in like this mauve nude range. So here, right down here at the bottom, I have Are We Done Yet? And then this one here is the Lesson Learned. This formula of gloss isn't my absolute favorite. I find it to be a little bit sticky on the lips, and it also has a brush applicator, which I don't love. So the applicator on it is just like a little brush. It's not my favorite applicator, but I know a lot of people really do like this formula. So this one right here that I just went ahead and swatched is Space Maker. And then we have Attention Haul right here at the end. Me v the World is this one. This is a little bit of a deeper, quite more of like a burgundy shade right here at this end. And then the last one we're going to swatch is Crushin, and this one is like more of a pinky shade. I really like the color of this one. Here at the end is Crushin. So as you can tell, they're just kind of more of a thicker formula. And like I said, they're just not my favorite. I do like them, but they're just not like my top gloss. So that was all 6 of the lip glosses right here, so you guys can see them all swatched. Now that we've swatched everything, let's go ahead and get started with testing everything out on the face. So I'm first gonna start with the eyeshadow palette, and I am gonna be using my Doll 10 brushes. This is my collaboration that I did with Doll 10. I'm gonna have these linked down below in case you guys want to purchase them. Pretty much the only brushes that I use. So I'm gonna be using these to get this makeup look, and I'm also gonna go ahead and prep my eyes, I think, with a little bit of Shape Tape, just because I've been loving going in with like a tacky base lately. I used to hate doing that, but lately I feel like I really like the way my eyeshadow's been coming out. So I sometimes will use a sponge, or I'll use my finger to blend it out. I do apply quite a bit, but I find that when I do this, the shadows just look really opaque on top of it. I think it looks really pretty. Okay, so I didn't set anything down. We are gonna go into the Whatever palette, and I am gonna go into, for my first shade, the shade Copycat right down here. This is like a neutral base. I feel like they have this in the majority of their palettes, and I like going in with the shade just as my first transition. I'm going in with my Prepping Perfector, which is a giant brush, so it makes it really easy to apply this. So I'm just kind of working in circular motions to blend this shade out and just kind of pretty much put it all over the lid. This palette does not have a mirror, so that is one of the cons, I feel like, when it comes to these 12-pan palettes, because they do not have mirrors. I like the little 9-pan ones because they do. I do feel like with the 12-pan palettes, obviously you're getting a couple more shades in here, but they do not have a mirror. I personally like the little ones that have the mirrors. But here is that first shade blended out. It seemed to blend really, really nicely into my crease. So next I'm gonna go in with a new brush, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Maybe Later, I think. This one here, I'm gonna use that one up next. I'm just gonna take a crease creator for this shade, tap off my excess, and kind of just work this on the outer crease, and then begin to blend it in. I'm kind of wanting to do a little bit more of like a grungier fall look, but I also want it to still look pretty wearable. I don't want anything like too intense. So I'm kind of just sweeping this into my crease. I am working it a little bit high because I am going to go in and smoke out the actual outer edge too. So I'm kind of working it a little bit higher than I normally would, and just going back and forth. These shades seem to be blending together really, really nicely. I always enjoy ColourPop's formula. I feel like there really hasn't been a palette from them that has underperformed for me. Normally they're pretty spot on. I obviously like different color stories better than other color stories, but I feel like their formula for me, it's normally really consistent throughout their palettes, which I do appreciate. Okay, so now taking my Transition Transformer, we are gonna start to build that up a little bit. So I'm first gonna go into the shade Bad Guy right here, and I am gonna work this shade just on my outer portion of my eye, and then begin to blend it in. So just on like this outer portion, and then come in a little bit more. So now with that same brush, I'm gonna go into the shade in Bold right here. This is more of a deeper brown shade. And I'm gonna just further deepen this up just on the outer edge right here. So kind of tapping it on, and then I'll begin to blend it out. I'm gonna keep going in with that first brush just to make sure we don't have any like harsh edges or anything when we are blending those shades, but so far it's actually looking pretty good. It looks a little bit harsh in this area right here, but since I'm gonna apply a shimmer there, I'm not really worried about it. So after we've got that pretty much blended, I am gonna move in to the shimmer shade that I wanna use. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use the gold in the palette, the Not Okay right here, and then I might top it with a little bit of the Super Shock like in the inner corner. So I think for the shimmer, I'm just gonna go in with my shadow shader and go right into the Not Okay shade and begin to work that one onto the lid. I'm actually gonna just place it just to my inner part and then stop it right where we kind of started to build up that gradient there on that end. And I'll come back in and just kind of build that up a little bit more. I didn't apply any spray or anything to my brush. The shade seems pretty pigmented on its own. So I really like the way that that actually looks. So I'm gonna go back in with that same brush we were using before and kind of just work our edges a little bit and make sure we don't have any harsh lines over here. Okay, so now for lower lash line, I'm pretty much just gonna go into all of the shades that I used in the beginning and just begin to sweep those on my lower lash line and kind of just connect the two. For inner corner, I'm going to take the Detailed Dazzler. We're going to go into the shade Tardy, which is the Super Shock in the palette. And I'm going to apply this shade just to my inner corner just to give us a little extra pop. So now we're going to finish up the rest of the eyes. I'm going to go into Joyride, which is the cream gel liner that was a part of that BFF bundle. And I'm going to just go ahead and pop this shade into my waterline. Ooh, I like this color. That's kind of fun. It's more of like a cranberry, like burgundy shade. I like that. So we did get a small amount of fallout. I'm going to go ahead and dust that away. And then since we did put that eyeliner in, I'm just going to go back in with no additional product and kind of just blend out the lower lash line, just to make sure we get rid of any harsh. Sometimes the eyeliner like comes down a little bit on my eye. So kind of just to blend that out a little bit, we are just gonna kind of smoke it a little bit more. I really like that eyeliner. I think it's really pretty. So now we're gonna go in with the gel liner, which I'm excited about to put on for a wing, because I feel like this will really tie the lower lash line together with the lash line. So for this, I'm actually gonna go in with my Sigma E06 brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and just go straight into the gel liner. I'm gonna pick quite a bit up and kind of work my brush into it, and then I'll go ahead and scrape off the excess just like on the side. And we're just gonna go ahead and start to create a wing with this. I think it's gonna be a really pretty, I kind of want more of like a dramatic wing, but not anything like too dramatic. I haven't used this formula of the gel liners in a while. I remember liking it, but it's been a minute since I've used it. So we're gonna go ahead and just connect the wing and start to apply this. So there we are with the wing done. I really think that just ties in really well with, like I said, the lower lash line as well. Try to get as close as my lashes as I can. We are gonna apply that mascara too, which is gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna skip the lashes because I wanna see how it looks with that mascara on. But so far I'm liking this little duo here, this trio actually. I think the gel eyeliner was really pretty, and I really like this color of eyeliner too. It's different. I don't think I have another color like this in my collection. Since we aren't going to be applying any false lashes, I'm going to go ahead and give my lashes a quick curl. All right, and then now going into the Wine O'Clock, which is going to be our BFF mascara. We're going to go ahead and just apply this to our lashes. So I'm really curious to see how this ends up looking. It's gonna blend really nicely, I think, with the eyeliner, so our lashes might get a little lost. But I'm not gonna mind that because I feel like the wing is kind of just dramatic enough as itself. It's definitely the same color as the eyeliner. I don't know if you guys will really even be able to tell on camera. I think it's just making my lashes kind of blend with the eyeliner, like I said. So our eye look is now done. I really like the way it turned out. I feel like it's very fall, very fun. So now I'm gonna go into one of the blushes. I'm gonna use the Underclassmen. It's kind of like more of this like very pale nude. It has a bit of like an apricot almost to it. So I'm gonna use this one as my blush color. Just give us a little something on the cheeks. I also need to apply some highlighter still, but thought we could use this first just to kind of warm up our cheeks a little bit. This color is really pretty. I love this formula. It's one of my favorite formulas of blushes. Just think it goes on so smoothly. For highlight, I'm really quickly just gonna go in with the Made by Love by Chloe palette. This is from Becca. This is the one that I used for my bronzer, and go in with the highlight from this palette. I love this palette so much. I know a lot of you guys have been saying you're seeing it at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. If you see it there, I highly recommend getting it. It's such a good face palette, probably one of my favorites in my collection. All right, and then lastly for lips, I'm gonna go ahead and go into the Attention haul, and I'm gonna use this one as my gloss. Normally I would apply a lip liner, but I'm gonna go ahead and just apply this just so you guys could see how it would look on its own. But again, this formula, I just don't love the applicator. I think if it had a different applicator, I would like it, but I just feel like it takes me so long to apply the gloss with this applicator. See, I definitely feel like you need a lip liner with this because it just looks kind of bare on its own, but this is going to be our final look using the Whatever collection from ColourPoP. I have to say I am in love with the way that this eye look came out. I feel like it's so fun, so perfect for fall. It's like dramatic, but it's not too dramatic. I think it would look really pretty with some lashes on as well. I really, really loved the BFF, the trio. I think that that was probably my favorite thing from the collection. I loved the eyeshadow palette. I think we created a nice look with it. The glosses, like I said, aren't my absolute absolute favorites, but I really like the blushes. So I definitely think that this is a great collection if you're into this kind of color story. I feel like the performance of the palette and everything was pretty on par with ColourPop's palettes. So you guys will have to let me know down below what you think of this makeup look. Are you planning on purchasing this collection? I will have everything linked down below along with my code for ColourPop in case you're interested in purchasing anything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends.